Next on Worcester News tonight, a nurse is in critical condition after being stabbed by a patient at a Southbridge hospital. The suspect is now in custody. Plus, a controlled burn in Auburn tonight gives us a look inside a fire department's training. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Catherine Rioli. A nurse is in critical condition tonight after being stabbed by a patient at a Southbridge hospital. The 24-year-old patient is now facing charges and will be in court tomorrow. The district attorney says the attack happened near the hospital's emergency room. Michael Rosenfeld has the latest.
A nurse stabbed in the emergency room where she worked. The suspect identified as 24-year-old Connor O'Regan.
We always knew he was kind of off, but he was doing well for a while. And just recently, over the past couple months or so, he started, his hair started growing all crazy looking, and, his look just started being, disheveled.
Investigators say O'Regan checked himself into the ER at Harrington Memorial Hospital in Southbridge Wednesday morning for some sort of treatment. He was moved to triage when he took out a knife he had brought with him and attacked his nurse. O'Regan escaped while other nurses and doctors rushed to their colleague.
Everyone's in a little bit of trauma. No one expected to come to work today and have to be working on one of their good friends in the emergency room.
O'Regan was caught by police at this nearby apartment building. Investigators still on the scene Wednesday evening. His manager at the McDonald's where O'Regan works says he appeared to be going downhill. Did you ever see him to exhibit any sort of violence at work?
He just seemed to kind of hold it in, or you could tell he had these big boogie eyes and just seemed kind of angry, or something was getting to him, but he just held it in a lot.
The nurse was stabilized in the emergency room and flown to UMass Medical for surgery. The suspect set to be arraigned on Thursday.
This is also kind of a wake-up call to everybody that's been around him in the past couple months, maybe to take another look or try to talk to the person a little bit more, see if there's something that one of us could have done, maybe we should have intervened sooner.
Live fire training in Auburn giving residents a chance to experience what firefighters deal with when putting out a major blaze. The training tower is part of an 8-week course for citizens learning about how the fire department operates. The class started back in May. Tonight they geared up in protective fire suits and went inside the tower with firefighters. Class members sat inside their room for 5 minutes and learned about the combustion of a fire and how it spreads inside a building. The fire chief says this program aims to help students learn how things burn inside buildings like this, and it has led to some opportunities for people to join the fire department.
Somebody you can tell is just born to do the job. I mean, somebody that as soon as they have an opportunity to get this equipment on, to do some of the things that we do, even a very small scale, if it sticks with them to the point where they want to be a career fireman, they want to make a profession out of this, I mean, that's exciting. That's great.
Not on Twitter. Auburn Fire Department's pretty strong on social media. Everything I've learned about the fire department in the last 6 weeks we've been here. I mean, I've learned everything from budget, EMS.
That's all we're doing.
We've used the jaws of life. We were just in a building that was on fire.
And class members will be certified in CPR at the end of the course, and they'll also gain first aid knowledge on handling medical emergencies. Now to the latest development on the shooting of a congressman in Virginia. Louisiana Representative Steve Scalise was among 5 people shot this morning during a practice for a congressional baseball team. The gunman has died and authorities are now searching for a motive. And Worcester Congressman Jim McGovern reacting to the shooting on Twitter, tweeting, "Horrified. My thoughts and prayers are with Steve Scalise, my Republican colleagues in Capitol Police." The opioid epidemic is far from over. That's one of the messages Attorney General Maura Healey delivered in Worcester Wednesday. She says a newer drug is making her job a little bit tougher. Brittany Schaefer has the story.
Our best strategy is to stop addiction before it starts.
Stopping a drug epidemic starts with educating the youth. It's the focus of Massachusetts Attorney General Maura Healey's new HERE program.
We're going to be in every single public middle school in the fall with education and recovery coaches and a mobile app teaching wellness and teaching about substance use disorder and opioid abuse prevention.
Addressing local business owners in Worcester Wednesday, Healey says her office is working to fight the opioid epidemic, specifically going after the drug fentanyl, which is becoming more common.
Over the last year and a half, we've seen a lot of fentanyl in the state, and increasingly, so many of the fatal overdoses that we're seeing, 75%, are fentanyl.
Worcester Police Sergeant Sean Murtha says fentanyl can be up to 50 times more potent than heroin. He says it's the most dangerous drug in the city.
So far this year, we've had 316 confirmed overdoses, resulting in 85 fatalities. We've received the ME toxicology reports back for 30 of those 85, and of those 30, 22 had fentanyl.
Sergeant Murtha says Worcester police have been working with the Drug Enforcement Agency to target fentanyl dealers. Last month, Worcester police were involved in a major bust in Northborough. Law enforcement seized a fentanyl precursor chemical, which could have produced 19 million tablets with a street value of $570 million.
We got a huge amount of fentanyl off the street, so hopefully we'll see an impact in the amount of supply on the streets.
Healy says to make a difference in the epidemic, the state must fight the issue from all angles.
We need to continue to do the work around drug enforcement to crack down on the trafficking of fentanyl and heroin, while we also support programs for treatment and recovery and prevention and education. That has to be part of this.
Brittany Schaefer, Worcester News Tonight.
Plans to bring back a World War II memorial in Worcester honoring African-American veterans are discussed tonight at a public meeting. The Citizens of Color Honor Roll Monument was taken down in 1959 during the construction of I-290. Tonight, the families of the veterans on the memorial attended a meeting to get an update on the building of a new memorial. The city is hoping to place that memorial on the corner of Belmont and Lincoln Streets. Planning member Bill Coleman says restoring the monument is long overdue.
It was taken down in 1959, but when the state took it down, the state promised that it would put it back up, and it never happened. So this year, it is finally happening, and in the fall of 2017, we're going to see the reestablishment of the honor roll, listing the names of 145 Second World War veterans who served our country.
And the monument is being built by Serato Signs and Worcester Tech students. 2 of the 145 veterans on the memorial, their families were at the meeting tonight. And today is the 295th anniversary of Worcester becoming a town, according to the Worcester Historical Museum. On June 14th, 1722, Worcester was officially established as a town. Today, the museum began preparations for Worcester's 300th anniversary. They're hoping to honor it with an event in Worcester. And tonight, they brainstormed ideas. Executive Director William Wallace says they're excited to kick off the planning.
So, what do we do in 5 years? How do we celebrate? Big plans, small plans. A parade, a birthday cake, a new history of Worcester, a new building. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what people have to think and have to offer and how we might organize to make an effective 300th anniversary celebration.
And the celebration is anticipated to take place in 2020.